We have 9 cars with at least 30 highway miles per gallon. We've always broken the rules. Now we're rewriting them. Introducing for the first time ever, the GM employee discount for everyone. You pay what we pay, not a cent more. Now lease a 2005 Impala sedan for $189 a month. Residency restrictions apply. See dealer for details. Chevy drives the Motor City. See your Detroit area Chevy dealer today.
Art Van Furniture has been pushed to the limit. We can no longer afford to hold on to $50 million worth of overstocked inventory. So on Wednesday, get further markdowns up to 75% on all furniture, all mattresses, and all accessories. You'll find prices near, at, even below cost. And you do not pay for 1 full year. Nothing has been held back. Wednesday from 10 to 10. Save up to 75% on everything. Only at Art Van's $50 million inventory sell-off.
The last 2 years of high school, I worked really hard to save for college. One day, my dad sat down with me, and he told me that I had a Met contract. And I asked what that was. He told me that my college was paid for, and that just blew me away. Because the Met contract pays for my tuition, it helps me focus twice as hard on my studies. Thanks to my dad, my tuition is set with Met.
Lock in your child's college tuition at today's cost. It's state tax deductible and guaranteed by the Michigan Education Trust. Michigan Education Trust. Tomorrow's tuition set with Met.
Why go so far as to equip a sedan with a smoother riding double wishbone front suspension, 235 horsepower V6, and electronic stability control? Because instead of cutting corners, we'd rather take them. The all-new, highly agile 2006 Sonata. A Hyundai like you've never seen before.
Lease the all-new Hyundai Sonata for just $199 a month at your Hyundai dealer.
Rock Financial presents Pistons Game Day. Here's Channel 7's Don Shane.
Hello, everybody. We are once again live at the SBC Center in San Antonio, where the Pistons have won Game 6, forcing a Game 7. Rip Hamilton, terrific in this game. He is right now talking to the media. Let's join that press conference live.
Leading, but then after that, seemed to just sort of calm down and get your concentration back and not sort of fall into that trap that you did in the first 2 games here.
I mean, when we got the technicals, we were pissed off at a couple calls, but we was actually pissed off at the players that got the technicals too, because, you know, it was one of them things that, you know, we coming in their building, we can't get caught up into anything. And once we called a timeout, everybody said what they had to say, you know, and we just said that we can't allow ourselves to, you know, give them free points. And we stayed connected, you know, did what we had to do to get the win.
Standing on the side. Thomas Urban, Basket News. Can you talk about the play when Bruce ripped your mask off? Is it something that epitomized the whole series, that what the whole series has been for you against Bruce?
Man, you know, I just, you know, told the ref I'm not going to be a cheap shot dummy. You know, I'm not going to be out here just letting him, y'all just allowing him just to hit me wherever. Sometimes, one time you got to make a call, because you make a call one time and it doesn't allow the player to do that. So it was one of them things. I just try to not get frustrated. She just said, you know, just play basketball, you know, and I just try to keep my head and continue to play.
Rachel?
Both Larry and Chauncey have said that it's been a tough couple days for Sheed. How do you see him respond when he has a tough couple days emotionally like that, and how do you feel like he did, especially in that fourth quarter?
Sheed was big, you know, from the first play. You know, like I said, he wanted the ball. You know, he made plays for us. You know, he was excited, you know, just to get another opportunity to go out there and play. You know, we all got everybody's back on his team. You know, our motto is, you know, we win together, we lose together. You know, in order for us to get to where we got to get to, we all got to stay connected. And the great thing about us, we all just stayed connected. We all did what we did and shoot around. Everybody was still loose, but we also knew that, you know, we got to take one game at a time. And we did that tonight.
Rip Hamilton, who led the Pistons with 23 points tonight. All right, let's go to Chuck, who is in our studios. You know what it's like to be in the situation the Pistons were in. You had it with the Pistons team when they played the Lakers. Down 3-2, they went out there and they won Game 6, but then lost Game 7, I might say, on that phantom call by Lambeer on the foul on Kareem. I guess your thoughts as this team tries to do what your team tried to do.
Well, it's not going to be an easy job, as we can all imagine. they did exactly what they had to do. They won the game in hand, the one that was played tonight. Now, you know, I think they could be even looser. I think they look at it as the end of the season. It's a one game for all the marbles. They police themselves very well, and I think they've got to continue to do that because the pressure is going to get greater with each call in the next game. And I think that they're a happy team, and they're a confident team, and they played really well together.
What's it like for the next few days for these guys waiting for that Game 7?
I don't think they'll have a problem. It's going to be a very short period of time. It isn't like you have 2 or 3 days. They'll have a light practice tomorrow. They'll deal with the media. They'll have a meal tomorrow night. And then they'll have a shoot-around, and it's game time. So I don't think they're going to have a problem with time. They kind of know what they have to do. They've been there all year. They've played big games 2 years in a row. So it'll be an easy task for them. They won't have the distractions that the Spurs have. The Spurs are going to have 10 extra people at their house, all of them, and they're going to have to deal with all the tickets, all the meals, all the kids. They're on the road. They're in a hotel. I think they're 20 minutes outside of town. They're not downtown. Yes. So they're not going to have nearly the distractions that the Spurs are going to have.
Game 7s can be so scary because anything can happen early in a game with foul calls, with controversial calls, with a guy getting hurt that could change the whole complexion of the game. Are those the things that run through a coach's mind, that would run through Larry Brown's mind now as he gets ready for Game 7?
Yeah, you have to think about it, particularly, you know, technical fouls, injuries. How is Tayshaun Prince's ankle? Lindsey came back and played tonight. But you know what? It's a one-game series at this point. It's a one-game season, and that's the kind of way you have to look at it. It's almost a joyous occasion. At least I kind of found it that way. I thought, this is the end. There is only one game. We can let it all hang out. Anything you want to say, you can say. Anything you want to do, you can do. Just play basketball.
All right, Manu Ginobili is now speaking with the media, so let's join that press conference.
In the last 2 minutes, it's not the same as at the beginning where you can let the game come to you. I think you just draw plays, you just got to execute and be smart. I think I didn't take good decisions on offense. I made a couple of mistakes on defense too. So, you know, that's what makes one team win and the other lose. That's what happened in Detroit too. We made a couple of great shots. We won. Today, they did. We didn't play that smart in the last 2 minutes. We lost.
Yes, Manu, George Eddy, Canal Plus France. Where was your team's defense tonight, first of all? And second of all, do you think you guys shot like way too many threes? And why can't you guys get more fast break points at home?
Can you go one by one? I'm a little tired now and not that smart either.
It seemed like your team defense just wasn't there tonight. And also, it seems like you shot too many threes and didn't get too many fast break points.
I think that we didn't play that bad of a defense. They just happened to make a lot of shots. Many of the chances threes were contested. He made them. Rip had a great night too, coming off the screens. We probably played the same kind of defense in the other games. It just happened that they made too many shots, and then we paid that on the offensive side. We, as I said before, we didn't take the smartest decisions, because if we did, we probably were talking about something totally different now. About the fast break.
Manu Ginobili, Chuck, let's talk about how the level of pressure, it's one game for everything, as you've talked about. And you think it might be easier in the Pistons the next few days, and might it also be more pressure-packed for San Antonio, knowing that they led 2-0 and then they won Game 5 and they're coming home, and now it's everything and they're expected to win. Doesn't all of that mean it's tougher for them to play this game or not?
I think it is more difficult for them to play this 7th game, along with the fact that they're not nearly as disciplined as the Pistons. And when I say that, I say they allow much more freedom. There's not as much structure. When they come down, Parker and Ginobili keep penetrating almost out of control. And you saw it a number of times tonight where they were tripping over people. They got lucky on a couple of occasions. And I think they were too anxious tonight. They didn't let the game come to them, and I think it cost them. And I don't know if they're going to be able to solve the problem, because they play that way. Unless they calm down and let the game come to them a little bit, I don't think they're going to beat the Pistons.
All right, let me go back and show everybody the highlights in case you weren't watching this thing or just want to see them again. Pretty good first quarter for the Pistons. Look at Rasheed driving on Duncan for the reverse layup, and he got fouled on the play. And then they got the fast break going. Look at Tayshaun go to Chauncey. Look who's wide open underneath. It is Rasheed Wallace for the jam. Later, Tayshaun, no defense all the way for the jam. It was 23-all after the first quarter of play. To the second quarter now, it's Tayshaun again with a gorgeous alley-oop to Ben for the slam, and the Pistons were up by 5. Pistons then picked up a couple of techs, one on Chauncey, who was kind of defending Rasheed, and one on Larry, and the Spurs just came back from that. Tony Parker in the lane. He's fouled. It goes tie game. Late in the first, though, a bad pass. Rip takes it all the way to the basket, and the Pistons are down by 1 at halftime. To the third quarter, a good one for the Pistons, especially Chauncey and Rip. Chauncey with 1 3, and then he hit yet another 3. He was so hot. And Rip, watch him drive down the middle and score and get fouled on this play. The Pistons were up by 4 after 3, looking very good. The tip-in of the game had to be Brent Barry in the 4th. He gets this one to go off the glass, and he gets fouled. But Rip came right back. How good was Rip? Isolated look at Hamilton with a jumper, and the Pistons were up by 5. Then Rasheed back in the game with 5 fouls. Hits a 3. It was 87-82 Pistons, still up 5. The Pistons, while they're up by 3, watch Chauncey drive. He misses this one, but Rasheed with the follow. They were up by 5 and end up winning 95-86. It is the first Game 7 in NBA Finals in the last 11 years. And the Pistons will try to make NBA history by winning the last 2 games on the road when they were down 3-2 coming into San Antonio. So it's all on the line. 1 game Thursday night. Pistons trying to make it back-to-back NBA titles. Chuck and I are back with more of the post-game story after this. I'm Don Shane. Hang in there. We're back after this.
The Rock Financial Pistons Game Day is brought to you in part by Rock Financial. Call the mortgage experts at 800-333-ROCK or visit them at rockfinancial.com. By Wallside Windows, we can do that. We are the factory. By Bell Tire, trust us, we'll make you happy you came in. That's a promise. By McDonald's, come into McDonald's today for our new premium roast coffee. By SBC, going beyond the call. And by your Metro Detroit Ford dealers. Check out the great deals on the new 2005 Ford vehicles. Visit FordVehicles.com.
Well, I've had a good experience online because I move around a lot. So I'm able to find a computer somewhere, sit down, I can communicate with my agent.
We're able to do so much online. Even if it's late at night, folks love to go to rockfinancial.com because we've got articles, we've got calculators, we've got all of our featured options. You go to rockfinancial.com, you're going to find a lot of information.
That's very convenient to be able to go online and see exactly where the loan is, where you are in the process.
You can apply online at rockfinancial.com, or you can call 800-333-ROCK.
Shorty, you know the game's about picking and choosing. You don't know when you won, you so used to losing. Move around now, move around now, move around now, move around, move. Move around now. Move around now, move around now, move around.
All-star and champion Ben Wallace knows a thing or two about serious bling. Yo, check it. Nice. Now check this. The Ford F-150. 28 World Championships is the world's favorite full-size pickup. Now that's some serious bling.
Now, current AZD plan lessees can lease a fully equipped F-150 XLT Super Cab for $199 a month with $1,969 cash to its signing.
Hey, man, it takes a champion to know one. See your Metro Detroit Ford dealer today and
Put a stop to pop-ups. SBC Yahoo Online Protection blocks viruses, pop-ups, and more. It's all together in one place. Included with SBC Yahoo DSL, now just $14.95 a month when you order online.
And, of course, we talked about this in the pregame show during the newscast, and they showed it during the telecast of the game in the Pistons locker room. All the talk about the Spurs having their parade set for Thursday. They were given details all throughout their telecast and on radio and TV here in San Antonio today. And the Pistons put it up on their blackboard in their locker room as a gentle reminder that that's what they had planned for Thursday when they were supposed to play Game 7. Kill that parade. We're playing Game 7 here on Thursday night. Larry Brown meeting with the media. Here's the coach on this huge win in Game 6.
But this is what our team's about. You know, I kept feeling that question about how we could get ourselves ready to play again. And I've been with these guys for 2 years, and you know, they don't disappoint me in terms of their desire to win and their respect for each other. So this was, maybe that helped us make some three-pointers. Got no other alternative but to show up and compete. This is a competitive group of guys that I think care about each other enough to go out every night and will themselves into a situation where they're going to give themselves a chance to win. You know, I said, you know, we talked about it in the dressing room. Everybody made a big deal of, you know, the shot Ori made and who made the mistake. I ask my guys every day just to play hard and play unselfishly, and I can deal with any mistakes with effort. And you know, I talked to them before the game. I didn't want them to worry about not making hustle plays and think about the consequence. And, you know, that's what these guys have been able to do.
Larry and the Pistons about to face a Game 7 on Thursday night. Chuck, I'm wondering if in a small way, somewhere in the back of your mind or in your gut, that this is causing you to reflect back on some memories when you played Game 7.
Yeah, it does. And they're, as I stated earlier, they're about as fun as it can get. You know, you've got the two best teams in all of basketball. You've got great, great players who are going to perform, who will really compete. Both teams well coached, and so you can't ask for any more than that. And, you know, whatever happens, happens. There'll be a lot of circumstances during the course of the game, calls. They'll have the three best officials in the league on the game. And so consequently, it's the highest level of basketball in the world.
Once again, you know, we've talked about this before, and we mentioned the guards, Rip and Chauncey, with 21 and 23 respectively, but you know, Rasheed Wallace had 16, Tayshaun had 13, and McDyess had 10. So once again, 4 players, Ben had 8, in double figures. The balance, again, that they have shown in these games causes a lot of problems for San Antonio.
No question. And I think they're going to have to review what they tried to do. They were completely out of sync tonight. I didn't like them early, but I thought being home that they might respond. But I just didn't think their heart was really in it. And I think you've got to look into the fact that Tim Duncan, it's really in his head about free throw shooting now. He's gotten through the year, but now in the 7th game, every one of those free throws are going to be magnified, and that's going to be real interesting to watch.
Okay, you mentioned Tim Duncan. Let's go to some reaction from Duncan and Parker after this game.
They're best when facing elimination or down. That's when they're at their best, and we know we had to put a very good game out there to beat them, and we didn't do it. It's a disappointing loss, but we play all year to have home court, to have this opportunity. So we're going to come in this building 2 days from now and do a lot of cleanup stuff.
They're just 2 great teams, 2 teams who play a great defense, and they both want to win, and it's been even. We won twice at home. They won twice at home. We won 1 time on the road. They came here and they took 1. And so it's just 2 teams who won the battle, and it's very physical out there. And we'll see who won it the most on Thursday.
Chuck, you mentioned that you thought they were a little bit out of sync tonight. How concerned were you in the second quarter when the Pistons seemed a little out of sync And Chauncey did a good job almost getting that technical for Rasheed to keep him from getting one, and then Larry got one, and the Spurs went on a little spurt there. Were you worried that maybe that would change some things in the game?
Yeah, I was. The composure, and you know, they get out of sync so quickly on calls that are later seen by Hubie Brown in particular, who's the analyst, and the officials are right on target for the most part. Obviously, they miss one or two here and there, but they are on target. And I think this is one of the big issues that Larry has to talk about. And I love the fact that Chauncey stepped up, and it's something sometimes a coach has to do to save a player. It's more important that the player doesn't get the technical than the coach.
Yeah, you said that, you know, Larry's got to talk to them about it. It was a problem in the Miami series. It hasn't been a big problem in this series, and they seem to have had it solved, but tonight they kind of reverted back to that form where it got to them a little bit.
Yeah, a little did in that one particular phase of the game, and it could have gotten out of hand. I think right after that, the Spurs scored 6 or 7 points. You don't want that to happen in a big game. But the Pistons tonight were so determined. You could see it on every single play, and they've got to keep it up. Now, the other night in the third game, they weren't quite that way, and it's such a fine line that somehow they've got to retain it for this next game.
All right, Chuck and I are back with some more post-game comments. Please stay with us as we continue live from our studios and here in San Antonio.
Chevy Equinox LT all-wheel drive versus Lexus RX 330 all-wheel drive. Equinox has better fuel economy. Equinox has more rear seat legroom. Equinox offers available OnStar and XM satellite radio. The RX 330 doesn't. And Equinox has one more appealing feature. It's over $11,000 less. Isn't it nice when the more attractive choice is also the more rational?
Chevy drives the Motor City. See your Detroit area Chevy dealer today.
Art Van Furniture has been pushed to the limit. We can no longer afford to hold on to $50 million worth of overstocked inventory. So on Wednesday, get further markdowns up to 75% on all furniture, all mattresses, and all accessories. You'll find prices near, at, even below cost. And you do not pay for 1 full year. Nothing has been held back. Wednesday from 10 to 10. Save up to 75% on everything. Only at Art Van's $50 million inventory sell-off.
Subway Restaurants Personal Pizza, awesome!
Now there's new personal pizza from Subway Restaurants. Sizzling hot and bubbly with all your favorite toppings. Hot out of the oven in just 90 seconds.
Personal pizza fast.
Subway, eat fresh.
Get to Subway Restaurants any day after 5 p.m. and choose any 2 regular footlong subs for just $8.99. That's right. Any day after 5 p.m. you can get any 2 regular footlong Subway subs for just $8.99. Subway, eat fresh.
We designed it to move, and it became the most powerful car in its class. We designed it to do most everything, and it became the best-selling car in its class. We designed it for the driver, and in its first year, it won Strategic Vision's Total Quality Award. And now they've been designed for everyone. Introducing GM employee pricing on every 2005 Pontiac.
During the Pontiac Employee Discount for Everyone event, you can lease a G6 for $179 a month. Call for details. You pay what we pay, not a cent more.
And welcome back to the Pistons post-game show. Ben Wallace, incredibly active today, got some big baskets in some crucial moments. Our Tom Lydon caught up with Ben in the locker room right after this game.
I think she went out there and showed everybody, you know, the reason that we're here, the reason we are, you know, defending champ, because we can go out there and when things not going well, you know, we can be mentally tough as well. And I think she did a great job of getting us started off to, you know, a good start, and kept us composing when things weren't going well for her, and then came back in and closed the game and sealed the deal for us. So, you know, he showed some great mental toughness.
How about your thoughts on a Game 7, a 1 game to wrap up this whole crazy season you guys have been through?
I mean, coming in here, that's what we was looking for. That's what we wanted to get to. That's what we had to get to in order to give ourselves a chance to win another championship. So, you know, it's a big game for us. No one but these guys in this locker room, you know, we know we come in here and play well, we can get it done. And, you know, now we're going to have to come in here, you know, try to duplicate this effort and, you know, try to get another one in order to get back, you know, to where we want to be.
Can you taste it?
It's close. Definitely.
Chuck, there is a special bond among those players, and even at shoot-around this morning when we talked to some guys about Rasheed, they were all saying, we're in this thing together, we've got his back. There were a lot of other plays. One game didn't decide it. They wanted to come out and make sure that Rasheed atoned for that here tonight. There is a special chemistry that this team seems to have that a lot of championship teams don't have.
Yeah, I agree. I think I don't think you get there without it. When you watch all the other clubs in the league, and there are 28 of them that aren't there, and you hear during the course of the year problems with this guy, problems with the coach, this guy won't win or out of the game, then you know the difference. This club, they adhere to the rules of their coaches. They go along with what their coaches want them to do, and they go out and play hard. And you know what? They talk about a parade for one team. No matter what happens Thursday night, there ought to be a parade for both teams.
Yeah, that's a very, very good point. All right, let's hear from Chauncey and Rasheed after this big, big win for the Pistons here tonight.
Yeah, I think, you know, it's just really a collection of all of us and all our struggles that we've been through and all the adverse times that we've had to overcome, all really combined into one, you know. That's why I think sometimes I always think we're out of situations. We're down a lot of times, but we're never out. And like I said, we just always fight and scratch and bite and, you know, pull ourselves out of that corner that we always back ourselves in.
In Game 7, every shot is a big shot, really, and every possession is a big possession. But you just got to go out there and just play, man. That's something that, like you said, we're used to. Game 7 last series and Game 7s last year. So, you know, we pretty much have a slight advantage in that, but you got to throw that out the window because they're too good.
All right, they amaze us with their ability to continually respond when we seemingly count them out. It's awful dangerous to put themselves in that situation continually. I guess your thoughts now, Chuck, as I don't think they're in that situation now. They're kind of, both teams are in that situation now, having to win.
Yeah, they are. And they've broken that jinx of winning in San Antonio. They know exactly what they have to do. They will make some more study of film. They made some adjustments tonight. I think Rick Hamilton, he was going baseline most of the games prior to this. Tonight he was coming over the top, got some real wide open looks. They'll look at tape and try to get a couple other ways to get basket. But don't kid yourself. Chauncey Billups, Rip Hamilton have to have big offensive games to win that Game 7.
All right, play psychologist for me, at least for a moment. You've been involved with this for a long time. Which team's psyche is more damaged coming into Game 7? It seems obvious to me, but you tell me.
Oh, I think San Antonio. I think they're nervous. They're supposed to win. They have home court. They're mad now. The Pistons were mad today, earlier, getting ready for this game, but they're mad now. And they both teams know what's at stake. They're going to lay it all out because there is no tomorrow. And it's great for the NBA. It's kind of interesting that it happened on the day that they settled the contract, and now they can put the whipped cream on the cake come Thursday night with a great basketball game.
You say they're the ones that are mad now. The Pistons channeled that anger into something very positive, and they got the win tonight. Isn't that difficult to do, regardless of which team has those emotions and those feelings?
Yeah, it is. And you saw it tonight. I think they were ahead of themselves a little bit. It's like playing golf. You get ahead of yourself, you got a problem. And the Spurs were thinking about too many things. Like I said, people visiting, a parade, we're going to win it tonight. And then they tried to do too much. And they were penetrating, getting in trouble, taking quick shots. They forgot Duncan for a good portion of the game. He had to get his off of second shots, then get fouled, and he couldn't convert on the free throw line. So they got a lot of analyzing to do before they play Thursday night.
All right, just as a footnote to that parade thing, they talked about it today for Thursday, and they said, hey, if we happen to lose, the parade is Saturday. So they've already got this thing figured out for the weekend as well, and that's good for us. We don't care about any of that. Chuck and I are back with more after this.
How do we measure quality? By building a minivan with a serenity of quiet tuning.
An SUV named best in class in total quality.
And an SUV that delivers 26 miles per gallon highway.
Buick quality is in everything we do.
And now you can measure our quality for yourself during the Buick Employee Discount for Everyone event.
You pay what we pay, not a cent more.
Lease a luxurious V8-powered 2005 Rainier for just $279 per month for 24 months. Call for details. See your Buick dealer today.
Hi, I'm Brian Elias, president of 800 Hanson's, where you get better windows for less and a whole lot more. You need new siding for your house, it's 800 Hanson's. How about a new roof? It's 800 Hanson's. Gutter guards for your house, it's 800 Hanson's. How about new doors? 800 Hanson's. If you find a better product at a better price, I'll give you $100 towards the purchase of theirs. Now that's a guarantee.
Call 1-800-HANSON's. Get it done.
If you need tires, take the Bell Tire Challenge. We challenge you to beat our guaranteed everyday lowest out-the-door pricing. We challenge you to find a bigger selection of top name brands in stock. We challenge you to find people with more expertise than ours, or better ASE certified technicians to take care of your vehicle. And we challenge you to beat this. We beat all deals or it's free, because we want to give you a lot of great reasons to keep coming back. Trust us, we'll make you happy you came in.
That's a promise. Bell Tire.
You're on your way to a better day when you think Ford first.
During our June sales event, get $5,000 cash back on Ford Explorer. Explorer is America's most trusted SUV, safe and versatile. Lease it for only $225 a month. Current AZD plan employees can lease an Explorer XLT 4x4 for $225 a month with $23.45 due at signing. Only $225 with a V6 Air, moonroof, trailer towing package, and more.
Detroit Ford dealers, think Ford first.
Now see storms in 3D with Doppler 7 Viper Radar. The Rock Financial Pistons Game Day is brought to you in part by Rock Financial. Call the mortgage experts at 800-333-ROCK or visit them at rockfinancial.com. By Wallside Windows. We can do that. We are the factory. By Bell Tire. Trust us. We'll make you happy you came in. That's a promise. By McDonald's. Come into McDonald's today for our new premium roast coffee. By SBC, going beyond the call. And by your Metro Detroit Ford dealers. Think Ford first.
Welcome back to our Pistons post-game show live from the SBC Center in San Antonio, where the Pistons got a win tonight to force a Game 7 on Thursday night right here on Channel 7. Arvik Faust has been inside the Piston locker room, and he got this interview with Tayshaun Prince.
I know a lot of people don't think we're going to be able to do it, especially how San Antonio has been on their home floor. I guess the record that they said was, I guess, against them. I think we lost 10 straight meetings here or something like that. So us against the world, you know what I'm saying, in a situation like this. But I guess why we've been so consistent at being down in the series and playing well is we know our backs is against the wall and need a win. And now it's Game 7 and back on the road again. And you can expect the same intensity and effort that we gave today. But we know San Antonio is going to try to bring more, so we got to be ready. I go to war with these guys anytime, you know. They leave it all on the line and try to make it happen when our back's against the wall. And, you know, all we asked for today was to give ourselves the opportunity, you know, with the game on the line at the end, to give ourselves a chance to win, and we had our opportunity.
13 points and 7 rebounds for Tayshaun tonight. Chuck, I really can't think of a guy who played poorly tonight for the Pistons. Most of them played rather well. Your final thoughts on this game and Game 7?
Well, first of all, you got to be very proud of this team in this particular game. You're right. Everybody played great. They played great as a team, both physically and mentally. And now they got to get ready for the biggest game of the year, and one that will go down in their memories for their entire life. When you play a 7th game, it's one you'll never forget, and you'll remember every situation. I can remember, of all the 7 games we played, I can remember it almost detailed like it happened yesterday, and that's what's going to happen.
All right, thank you, Chuck. Pistons trying to make it back-to-back championships, and a guy like Antonio McDyess trying to win his first NBA title. That's it for now. We will see you again tomorrow. Well, it's actually later on today at 5 and 6 and 7 and 11 live from San Antonio. And don't forget, on Thursday, we'll have another pregame show for you with Chuck Daly, postgame show for you as well, and we certainly hope we are celebrating another NBA title. I'm Don Shane for Chuck and Tom and Vic. Thanks for staying up late and watching. We'll see you later on today.